Hey, my amazing Amanda. It's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic, and I'm so happy to be here today, to be
Beautiful.
here with your listeners as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm delighted. Thank you for having me.
beautiful. And thank you so, so very much for being here. And you see, Amanda, oftentimes I love to thank my guest for two things. And I do this so often to the point where it has become my anthem. So, firstly, I want to say thank you so very much, Amanda, for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now because you did invest it in yourself. And oftentimes, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. You see, Amanda, some couple of months back, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, there was this very tall, unattractive mango tree. And I use the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves were all dry. So I just walked past it and I went my way. But you see, Amanda, just recently I was on that same road. And this time around, a lot's changed about the mango tree. The
Yeah.
mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance. And immediately I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did. And it wowed me. Because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it, beautiful green leaves and healthy branches, and not just mangoes now, Amanda. I'm talking about ripe mangoes. It was such a lovely experience that day. I was so so excited, I tell you. Here is my point. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing Amanda that you are today, that alone has made it really impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you got the request from me to be on the show, because I was attracted to the fruit of all that you're doing. Your insights, your philosophies, the impact your work is having, how you're offering your solutions. These stuffs are amazing. And just before you got the request from me, Amanda, I said to myself, I've got to benefit from these beautiful things Amanda is doing. Not only me now, but even with the audience. And here we are today with the amazing Amanda. So thank you so very much for doing that yourself. And secondly, yeah, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thanks so much.
No, that's a pleasure. And it's so important to blossom, to flourish yourself. It's about flourishing, and you can flourish when you connect with yourself, when you're just true to who you are, and you trust your own intuition and the journey of your life. It's about connecting to that, doing the things that bring happiness to you, putting yourself first, and having that self-care as well. That's important. And getting to know yourself and your values and what love means to you.
Mm,
I think
mm,
I think that's what's important.
so true.
Sometimes we don't mean to. We just sometimes lose ourselves, and we're lost in somebody else's life. And we do things for them. We want validation from them. So it's only until we get back to ourselves that we really do start to flourish and blossom and grow into the person that we were meant to be when we were born. Yes. So
Mm,
it's all the life experiences in life make us become who we are today. And
profound words.
yeah,
Wow, wow, wow. I got that. All of our life experiences makes us to become who we are today. Okay, I got that.
absolutely.
That's
Yes.
profound. So you see, I'm quite excited to have you on the show today, Amanda, for two reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, Amanda, I believe it takes the application of knowledge. quality information. And you say, ever since I realized that light in the Hebrew means knowledge, in darkness, ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to me and even to the listeners. And the second reason why I'm excited to have the amazing Amanda on the show is for the sake of the audience. You see, Amanda, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got a lot of information flying out there. So these folks trust me for quality, eye-opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced, Amanda, that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or your professional journey, because right now we are so curious. We want to know how Amanda got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Amanda, over to
Hey,
you.
fabulous. Well, I'm an author who works with people that have experienced or are experiencing abuse. To gently support them, to gently heal what's been broken, and to make positive decisions about their lives, and to rebuild their self-belief. You see, I went through a lived experience like this, and what I was in an abusive marriage for 17 years. And the way I got through this was I suddenly, after 17 years, realized that I couldn't take it anymore. That I was worthy of respect, and I wanted a better life for myself and for my children. So what I did is I captured this, my journey back to finding my way back to me in a book called Finding My Way Back to Me. And here I share my lived experience because I believe that we can all, and we all deserve to move forward and to heal from an abusive situation. You see, when I experienced domestic abuse in a marriage for 17 years, I actually didn't realize that what I lived with was abuse. Because abuse takes on many forms, and sometimes it's often hidden, whether it's emotional or financial or physical or a sexual abuse. It creates a feeling of shame in the abused that keep them stuck. Because you see, nobody wants to feel unloved and uncared for. And so, we make excuses for our partner's behavior without, rather than accepting the truth that we are being abused. So that's why I wanted to share my lived experience, because to shine more light on this issue, as my greatest hope is that my story can bring awareness and support to people who are still going through an abusive situation. At the beginning, abuse starts slowly. And what happens is it's like one incident of disrespect, but this one incident of disrespect becomes 2 and 3 until eventually it becomes the way, I lived. I mean, I was told I was stupid, and it didn't take long before I believed it. And that meant each time I was treated badly, it became my fault, because I thought if I was better, things would be better. So what happened was that emotional abuse enabled the financial abuse, because I become too scared to ask questions. And I just wanted peace. I wanted peace, and I wanted any of the conflicts I just wanted relief in the house. So I did what I was told, hoping that he would be nicer. So that's the situation. But it took me a while to realize that I wasn't stupid, and I deserved and was worthy to be treated with respect. So, and I wanted a better life, because the situation I was actually in had nothing to do with my behavior, what I did or what I didn't do. It was simply because my husband was a deeply insecure man that needed absolute control. And because of my lack of self-worth, I chose to accept it rather than question that. You see, when you've been abused for a long time, like I was 17 years, you keep on accepting it, even though you know you shouldn't. And it was only when I said, I can't do it anymore. And sometimes you get that. You get that from the people and the friends around you. And you suddenly, after all that time, have that wake-up call. And you think, no, why am I living somebody else's life? Why aren't I flourishing? Why aren't I like that mango tree full of fruit and juicy, ripe mangoes? Yeah, so that is the start of my journey back to freedom.
Amazing, Amanda. You see, in between your words are so much wisdom, a series of things that one can learn from and apply in one's life. You see, you shared something today that happens to be so new to me. That's the part where you mentioned that you understood what your husband was like and why he was acting that way. And because you lacked self-worth, you had to comply and live that way with him. That's how do I put it? That's very educated. And there's this part I'm curious about. Okay, you mentioned financial abuse. What is financial abuse and how does it usually show up?
Well, financial abuse is, when you think of domestic abuse, you often think of a picture comes up of, physical abuse. But there is this silent, hidden form of abuse that's financial abuse, that's actually destroying lives quietly. And that is financial abuse. And you don't expect it. You don't realize it's actually happening. And it stops you from actually escaping the situation. Because what happens is that, this in Australia, it affects about 1 in 4 people. And it does strip them of their independence, their security, and that ability to escape the situation. Many survivors, like I was, we suffer in silence because nobody's really sure what it is. There is no clear definition of what financial abuse is. And often the other challenge is that it is it's gendered nature. So you don't really understand it. And what happens is that people, because there is no clear definition of it, there's no accurate measures or there's no measurement of it, that we just the victims really need to say this is happening, and often that's not the case. And it can happen with that financial abuse. You can be denied access to accounts and credit cards. The abuser has control of all the finances, leaving you with very little money and having to beg for money, which is not a nice thing at all. some of the other financial abuse points are limiting the education and the financial literacy so you don't know anything about what the financial situation is with the accounts or loans. Often women, sometimes have their names linked to accounts and credit card loans that haven't been authorized by them. So the abuser likes the women to be able to be financially dependent upon them. And that's another form of control.
Wow. I never knew that. Now I know. Well, thank you for
Yeah.
explaining that, Amanda. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for explaining. Okay, so what about this one? How can someone start rebuilding after leaving an abusive relationship? How can they start rebuilding their life?
I think rebuilding their life is about self-care, is about going for walks, really processing your emotions in the park, being amongst nature, having a friend. Friends are really the backbone to getting your path forward. Friendships are the connection of people. It doesn't have to be many friends, just one friend that is there and knows about your situation and is helping you to find solutions. And that is really critical, but it's about spending a bit of time with yourself. I think that's the most important thing. You don't want to go and find someone else. The time is for you to be you, to have that freedom to make your own choices, because it's about that. It's like taking responsibility of your own life. And that's easy to do. It's harder to others to take responsibility for you. It's about building and rebuilding your self-belief, because that's the start to changing everything in your life. It's easy to start to blame other people, but it's not until you realize that you deserve more and that you're not going to accept abuse any longer, that things can really start to change.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I got that. I got that. So we have two more to go. All right. What would you say to someone who feels stuck right now?
Well, there is help there. There is support there. It's about making a decision. And only you can do that. That it's that abuse is not right. It is you're just going through life, living somebody else's life, and it's coming back to you. Only you can make that decision, no one else. But this means finding a part of you that still has dreams of a good life and wants to leave more than you want to stay. You see, nothing about moving beyond an abusive situation is easy. But every time your mind falters, tell yourself you deserve more and keep going.
Mm, mm. Tell yourself you deserve more and keep going.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's a great one, Amanda. Thank you so very much. And the fact that you wrote a book about all of this stuff, that's so thoughtful of you. So for folks who would like to reach out to you, make a purchase of your book, or even learn more about everything we've spoken about, how can that be possible?
Oh, I'd love them to, if they can go to my website, and that's amandajscott.com. And here I've got they can receive some information on blogs, and you'll find my book, Finding My Way Back to Me. And that's available on all platforms, Finding My Way Back to Me. And I'll show you a copy of the book. I've got one here for me. And here is a copy of the book, Finding My Way Back to Me. Hello, Elisha.
Sorry about that.
I think...
Yeah, my network went
No,
off.
that's fine.
Thank you. So
We lost
that's
a bit
gonna
of
be
connection.
yeah,
Lovely.
that's gonna be the end of the show, Amanda. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing those beautiful stuffs with us. It means a
That's
whole lot.
lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.